Welcome to Hall of Faith channel. Please subscribe, comment, like, share, and press the notification button.
In the small town of Oke-Oye in Ilefe, Nigeria, on April 25, 1904, a child was born under mysterious circumstances. His name was Joseph Ayodele Babalola. In the heartland of Nigeria, nestled between the bustling cities of Ilorin and Kwara, is the quaint town of Oke-Oye in Ilefe. This town, though small, was home to a boy who would grow to be a man of profound influence. Born to David Rotimi and Marta Talabi on a day in April, the air was thick with anticipation. The arrival of Joseph Ayodele Babalola was not an ordinary event. The clouds themselves seemed to tremble, echoing with an explosion that shook the heavens, marking his entrance into the world. The family, deeply rooted in the Anglican Church, welcomed little Joseph into a household of faith. His father, a respected church father of the CMS Church at Oke-Oye, nurtured his son in the teachings of the church, instilling in him the values that would later shape his life. As Joseph grew, his brother, a Sunday school teacher, guided him, and together they journeyed to Osogbo, where his formal education began at the All Saints School. However, the path of traditional education was not meant for Joseph. He felt a calling towards a different direction, one that led him to the world of trade. Embracing the life of a motor mechanic apprentice, he stepped away from the familiar and veered towards the unknown. Yet this was not his final destination. His journey took another turn when he joined the Public Works Department, finding a place among the diligent road workers constructing the road from Igbara-Oke to Ilesa. He became a steamroller driver, a role far removed from his earlier pursuits, yet one that would mark a significant chapter in his life story. As he navigated the dusty roads under the scorching sun, little did he realize that he was steering towards a destiny far greater than he could imagine, for within him a prophet was stirring, waiting for the divine call that would transform his life forever. Unbeknownst to him, the road he was building was leading him towards a path of spiritual awakening. Little did he know his life was about to take a dramatic turn. On a seemingly ordinary day, while working on the road from Igbara-Oke to Ilesa, Babalola's life was disrupted by a divine call. A wave of restlessness had swept over him, an unease that kept him awake at night. This inexplicable disquiet lingered for an entire week, with Babalola oblivious to its cause. Then, on a day just like any other, as he was working on the road, the steamroller he was operating inexplicably came to a halt. There was no mechanical fault to be found, leaving Joseph in a state of utter bewilderment. It was in this moment of confusion that he heard it. A voice so powerful it was likened to the sound of rushing waters. Thrice it called to him loud and clear, delivering a message that shook Joseph to his core. The voice warned that his life was at stake if he did not heed the divine call to preach the word of God to the world. Initially, like many prophets before him, Babalola was resistant. The likes of Moses and Jeremiah only submitted to God's call when it was unavoidable. In a similar vein, Babalola was hesitant, only yielding once he received assurance of divine guidance. With his divine mission laid out before him, he made the difficult decision to resign from his job at the Public Works Department. Despite attempts from his superior, Mr. Ferguson, to dissuade him from leaving, Babalola was resolute in his decision to follow the path that the Lord had set for him. The divine voice visited Babalola once more, instructing him to undertake a 7-day fast. At the end of this period, he was visited by a figure resembling Jesus. According to Pastor Alakan, dressed in a shining robe, the figure spoke at length about the mission he was to undertake. The figure warned him of the hardships and persecutions he would face, but also reassured him of God's protection and ultimate victory. As symbols of his divine mission, Babalola was given a prayer bell and a bottle of life-giving water. The bell, he was told, would drive away evil spirits, while the water had the power to heal all manners of sickness. With a prayer bell in hand and a bottle of life-giving water, Babalola was ready to embark on his divine mission. Despite the attempts of his superiors to dissuade him, Babalola was determined to answer the call and resigned from his job. Just imagine a young man at the cusp of his career, leaving it all behind to follow an ethereal voice that promised nothing but trials and tribulations. Yet Babalola was undeterred. His resignation from the Public Works Department was not a mere act of walking away from a job. It was a step towards a divine mission, a calling that would shape the rest of his life and the lives of many others. Now, let's delve a bit deeper into the heart of his mission. Babalola's obedience to the divine voice was unwavering. When he was asked to fast for 7 days, he did so without question. At the end of this period, he was visited by a figure resembling Jesus, who spoke to him at length about the mission he was to embark upon. It wasn't a mission of comfort and ease, oh no. He was warned of the persecutions he would face, the trials he would have to endure, but he was also assured of God's protection and victory. In his hands, Babalola was given 2 symbols to assist him in his mission: a hand prayer bell, the sound of which would drive away evil spirits, and a bottle of life-giving water to heal all manners of sickness. These were not mere objects, but tools of divine intervention, a testament to the extraordinary journey he was about to undertake. Babalola's resignation and the start of his mission marked a significant turning point, not just in his life, but in the history of his community and the Christ Apostolic Church. His obedience to the divine voice, his unwavering faith, and his courage to walk into the unknown set the stage for a spiritual revolution that would echo through the ages. And so Babalola began his journey, guided by divine instruction. His story, a testament to the power of faith and obedience, serves as a beacon, illuminating the path for those who seek to answer their own divine callings. Babalola's divine mission led to the unprecedented Oke-Oye Revival, marking the birth of the Christ Apostolic Church. As if driven by an invisible force, Babalola, armed with nothing but his faith and the divine gifts bestowed upon him, journeyed to Oke-Oye in Ilesa. There he began what would later be known as the Oke-Oye Revival, a momentous event in Nigerian religious history. Babalola's unique approach to spirituality was at the heart of the revival. He spent days, sometimes even weeks in prayer, his unwavering faith serving as a beacon of hope for those around him. His prayers weren't just words whispered into the wind. They were powerful invocations that brought about visible change. His ability to perform miracles became a cornerstone of the revival. People from far and wide flocked to witness the divine power at work. The sick were healed, the broken were made whole, and those in spiritual turmoil found peace. The atmosphere was charged with an indescribable energy, the kind that only comes when faith is made tangible. But it wasn't just about the miracles. Babalola's teachings, rooted in love, unity, and faith, began to resonate with the people. His words were like seeds planted in the hearts of those who came to listen, growing into a community bound by faith and shared belief. This unity of purpose and faith was the crux of the Oke-Oye Revival. It was more than just a series of meetings or prayer sessions. It was a spiritual awakening, a rekindling of faith, a coming together of a community. And from this revival, the Christ Apostolic Church was born. Babalola did not set out to establish a new church. Rather, he inspired a movement, a wave of faith that swept across the land, leading to the establishment of the Christ Apostolic Church. This was a church born out of a revival, a church rooted in faith, unity, and the power of prayer. The Oke-Oye Revival was just the beginning of Babalola's extraordinary journey. As we delve deeper into the story of Apostle Babalola, it's important to remember that the path to spiritual enlightenment is often fraught with challenges. The Oke-Oye Mighty Revival, for all its miraculous happenings and spiritual awakening, was not without its share of controversies. The Faith Tabernacle in Nigeria found itself divided over certain doctrines, creating a rift that threatened to fracture the unity that Babalola had worked so hard to foster. At the heart of the dissension was the Isa Tabernacle. The members of the tabernacle found themselves torn between traditional practices and the new wave of spirituality that Babalola brought with him. His unconventional approach to prayer and his ability to perform miracles raised questions and drew criticism from more conservative factions within the tabernacle. In an effort to avoid a split, a delegation of peacemakers was dispatched to Ilesa. Their mission was to mediate between the differing factions, seeking to find common ground and restore unity within the congregation. However, their attempts at reconciliation were interrupted by an unexpected event, the Oke-Oye Mighty Revival. Many saw this as a divine sign, a testament to the power of Babalola's faith and the authenticity of his divine calling. The revival swept through the congregation like a wave, its energy so powerful that it quelled the brewing storm of controversy. The miracles performed, the lives changed, the faith rekindled. It all served to reaffirm the unity and purpose of the Faith Tabernacle. Despite the controversies, the Oke-Oye Mighty Revival marked a significant chapter in the history of the Faith Tabernacle. It was a testament to the power of faith, unity, and the indomitable spirit of a man who dared to follow his divine calling. And while the path was fraught with challenges, it was these very trials that fortified the foundations of the Christ Apostolic Church, setting the stage for the extraordinary legacy of Apostle Babalola. The Oke-Oye Mighty Revival not only eased the controversies within the Faith Tabernacle, but also marked a significant turning point in the religious history of Nigeria. The miracles performed by Babalola during this period were nothing short of extraordinary. The blind regained their sight, the lame walked, and the sick were healed, leading to a massive influx of believers into the Faith Tabernacle. Babalola's divine power, coupled with his relentless commitment to his mission, drew people from all walks of life, transcending tribal and social boundaries. The effects of the revival were not limited to the Faith Tabernacle alone. Other religious denominations could not ignore the seismic shift occurring within their midst. Some were challenged by it, while others felt a renewed sense of spiritual awakening. The revival sparked a wave of religious fervor that swept across Nigeria, leading to a surge in Christian conversion unprecedented in the history of the nation. The Oke-Oye Mighty Revival did not confine itself within the borders of Nigeria. Stories of Babalola's divine power and the miracles performed during the revival spread to neighboring countries, sparking a wave of spiritual awakening in regions far beyond the Faith Tabernacle. In retrospect, the Oke-Oye Mighty Revival was more than just a series of miraculous events. It was a spiritual revolution that transformed the religious landscape of Nigeria and beyond. The revival's impact, both immediate and far-reaching, was a testament to Babalola's divine calling and his unwavering commitment to his mission. It served as a beacon of hope for believers and set the stage for the enduring legacy of Apostle Babalola. Following the wave of spiritual awakening sparked by the Oke-Oye Mighty Revival, a new chapter in the religious history of Nigeria was about to be written. The spectacular evangelism by prophet Joseph Ayo Babalola had not only brought miracles and hope, but also a wave of persecution. As the Faith Tabernacle grew in numbers, attracting believers from across the country, it also attracted the ire of traditional religious authorities, who saw it as a threat to their influence. The new faith was met with fierce opposition, yet Babalola remained undeterred. His unwavering faith and dedication served as a beacon of hope for his followers, who stood by him through these challenging times. In the face of this opposition, Babalola made a significant decision. The Faith Tabernacle terminated its association with the American Faith Tabernacle and instead affiliated itself with the British Apostolic Church. This alliance provided the Faith Tabernacle with much-needed support and recognition. It was a turning point in the history of the movement, marking its transition from a local religious group to a recognized church. However, the journey was far from smooth. The movement split, with one faction aligning itself with the British Apostolic Church and the other remaining independent. Despite these challenges, Babalola remained steadfast. He continued his evangelical work, drawing strength from his unwavering faith and the support of his followers. Eventually, the faction aligned with the British Apostolic Church evolved into what we now know as the Christ Apostolic Church. Babalola's tireless dedication and unwavering faith had given birth to a new church, a new faith, and a new era in the religious history of Nigeria. The Christ Apostolic Church stands today as a testament to Babalola's unwavering faith and dedication, a beacon of hope for believers and a symbol of the transformative power of faith. Babalola's mission did not stop at the Oke-Oye Mighty Revival. His divine calling propelled him to spread his faith far and wide, touching lives and transforming communities. He embarked on multiple missionary journeys, venturing into regions beyond his initial sphere of influence. His journey took him to Offa, Usi, Efonalaye, and other towns in the present Ondo state. In each town, Babalola brought the message of faith, hope, and salvation, drawing countless believers to the Christ Apostolic Church. His charisma, his unwavering faith, and his miraculous works attracted followers, solidifying the church's foothold in these regions. His divine calling led him to Creektown in Calabar, Despite the cultural and linguistic barriers, Babalola's message resonated with the people of Creektown. His campaign was a success, with many embracing the faith and joining the Christ Apostolic Church. His journey to Creektown demonstrated the universality of his message, transcending cultural and linguistic boundaries and uniting people under the banner of faith. Babalola's missionary journey also took him to the Gold Coast, now known as Ghana. Despite the challenges he faced, Babalola remained undeterred. His unwavering faith and dedication to his mission drove him to overcome these challenges and continue his evangelical work. After a successful campaign, Babalola returned to Nigeria, leaving behind a burgeoning community of believers in the Gold Coast. Babalola's missionary journeys further spread his faith and left a lasting impact on the regions he visited. His tireless dedication to his mission, his unwavering faith, and his transformative message of hope and salvation continue to resonate with believers, spreading the influence of the Christ Apostolic Church far and wide. Through his missionary journeys, Babalola demonstrated the power of faith to transcend boundaries, uniting people across cultures and regions under a common banner of belief. Following Babalola's extensive missionary journeys, the Christ Apostolic Church experienced unprecedented growth and expansion. Babalola's divine calling and relentless pursuit of his mission had sown the seeds of faith in countless hearts, and now the fruits of his labor were beginning to show. The church's membership increased exponentially, not just within Nigeria, but beyond its borders as well. The Christ Apostolic Church became a prominent religious entity, its influence reaching far and wide. The expansion of the church was not limited to its congregation. With Babalola's guidance, the church established several institutions aimed at serving the spiritual and physical needs of its members and the wider community. Schools were set up in various regions, providing education and instilling the principles of faith in the young minds. A seminary was established, nurturing future leaders of the church and equipping them with the knowledge and skills needed to carry forward Babalola's mission. Maternity homes were built, providing quality healthcare to expecting mothers and their newborns, embodying the church's commitment to the welfare of its members. Furthermore, a training school for prophets was set up, ensuring the continuation of Babalola's prophetic ministry. The influence of the Christ Apostolic Church was not confined to the geographical boundaries of Nigeria. Under Babalola's leadership, the church spread its wings, reaching out to other countries and establishing congregations in various parts of the world. The universality of Babalola's message resonated with people from different cultures and backgrounds, drawing them towards the faith. Babalola's extraordinary life and mission left a lasting legacy. His unwavering faith, his tireless dedication to his divine calling, and his transformative works have left an indelible mark on the religious landscape. His legacy continues to inspire millions around the world, guiding them towards a path of faith and devotion. As we look back at Babalola's life, we are reminded of the power of faith, the strength of conviction, and the transformative potential of a divine calling. Even in the face of great persecution, Babalola remained steadfast in his mission, leaving a lasting legacy. His journey was not without its trials and tribulations. He faced opposition, persecution, and at times, even rejection. But, like a true prophet, Babalola stood firm, his faith unwavering, his resolve unyielding. Babalola's resilience was rooted in his unshakable belief in his divine calling. He faced each challenge with grace and fortitude, drawing strength from his unwavering faith. From his humble beginnings as a steamroller driver to his divine call to prophetic ministry, each experience fortified his resolve, furthering his commitment to his mission. His impact on the Christ Apostolic Church is immeasurable. His extraordinary powers, his ability to spend weeks in prayer, and his miraculous works all contributed to the establishment and growth of the Church. His devotion, his dedication, and his tireless efforts consolidated the foundation of the Christ Apostolic Church, making it a beacon of hope and faith for countless believers. The legacy of Apostle Babalola extends beyond the walls of the Church. His life and work have inspired generations of believers, echoing his message of faith and perseverance across the ages. His teachings continue to guide the faithful, his life's work a testament to the transformative power of faith and devotion. Babalola's story is one of unwavering faith, of tireless dedication, and of an unyielding commitment to his divine calling. His life, his work, and his legacy continue to inspire, guiding the faithful and illuminating the path for those who seek to follow in his footsteps. Apostle Joseph Ayodele Babalola, a man who answered a divine call and in doing so changed the course of religious history in Nigeria. His legacy lives on, a beacon of faith, hope and resilience, inspiring generations of believers and reshaping the landscape of religious belief in Nigeria. The life of Apostle Joseph Ayodele Babalola serves as a powerful reminder of the extraordinary things that can happen when one answers a divine call. This man, born in the early 20th century in a small Nigerian town, became a beacon of faith and devotion, creating ripples of change that can still be felt today. Apostle Babalola's story is a rich tapestry interwoven with threads of faith, obedience, and divine calling. Born to a humble family, he was destined for greatness, although he did not know it at the time. He was a man who, despite his modest beginnings, answered a divine call and changed the course of history for millions. His life's journey is a testament to the power of faith and the extraordinary things that can happen when one surrenders to a higher calling. From his divine call, which he received while working on a road construction project, to his resignation from his job to embark on his divine mission, Babalola's life was marked by a profound sense of obedience and devotion. He led a life of prayer, fasting and service, sparking the Oke-Oye Revival and laying the foundation of what is now known as the Christ Apostolic Church. His impact on this church and its followers can't be overstated. His teachings, his faith, and his extraordinary powers have left an indelible mark on the hearts and souls of millions. There are many lessons to be gleaned from Babalola's story, lessons of courage, faith, and the power of obedience, lessons of the transformative power of a divine calling. More than anything, Babalola's story teaches us about the extraordinary things that can happen when one answers a divine call. It's a reminder that we all have a role to play, a mission to fulfill, and a divine calling to answer. In the end, Apostle Babalola's story is one of faith, obedience, and extraordinary devotion, a story that continues to inspire millions around the world.
Thank you for watching Hall of Faith. Please subscribe, comment, like, share, and press the notification button.